Hey everyone, welcome back to English in Real Life. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Ryan. If you're new here, this is the podcast where we help you learn English through real, everyday conversations.
That's right. Today we're talking about something I think everyone can relate to, work. Specifically, we're going to tell you about a man who absolutely hated his job every single day.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was bad. Long hours, difficult people, feeling completely stuck. But then one unexpected moment changed everything for him.
Interesting. And after that, we'll share some of our own job experiences, good and bad.
Exactly. So let's get started. This story is about David, a 32-year-old accountant who worked at a big company in Chicago. Every morning, David would wake up and feel this heavy feeling in his stomach.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Right? It's that dreading work feeling. He would sit on the train thinking, I can't do this anymore. His boss was really demanding and never said thank you.
That's the worst.
And his coworkers were competitive in a really negative way. They would take credit for his ideas, and there was a lot of office politics. David felt invisible, like no one appreciated what he did.
Ugh, that sounds toxic. How long was he dealing with this?
3 years. 3 whole years of working 60-hour weeks, missing family dinners, and feeling completely burned out. He kept telling himself, at least the money is good, but honestly, it wasn't even that great.
Oh man. So, what was this moment that changed everything?
Okay, so here's what happened. One day, David was working late again, probably around 9 p.m. The office was almost empty, and he was finishing some reports that his boss needed first thing in the morning. He was feeling really sorry for himself, And then the cleaning lady, Maria, came by to empty his trash. She was probably in her 60s, and David had seen her around for years, but never really talked to her.
Right.
Well, this time, Maria looked at his computer screen and said, "Working on something important?" And David, feeling frustrated, just blurted out, "I don't know anymore. Sometimes I feel like nothing I do here matters."
Oh, wow.
And Maria smiled and said something that completely changed his perspective. She said, I've been watching you work for 3 years. You stay late, you're always respectful to everyone, and you help that new girl, Sarah, when she has questions."
That's sweet.
Then she said, "My son is studying accounting because of you." David was confused, so Maria explained that her son sometimes came to pick her up from work, and he had seen David working and asked her what he did.
Really?
Yes. When she told him about David's job and how dedicated he was, her son became interested in accounting. He was now in his 2nd year of college, studying to be an accountant and doing really well.
That's incredible. So, David inspired someone without even knowing it.
Exactly. Maria said, "You matter more than you think. The way you work, the way you treat people, it makes a difference." And she just smiled and continued cleaning.
Wow, that's a really powerful moment.
It totally changed how David saw his work. He realized that even though his boss didn't appreciate him and his coworkers were difficult, he was still making an impact in ways he never imagined.
That's such a great reminder. Sometimes we get so focused on the negative stuff that we miss the positive impact we're having.
Absolutely. And this story really got me thinking about my own job experiences. Ryan, what about you? Have you ever had a job you really hated?
Oh yes, definitely. When I was 22, I worked at this call center selling insurance. It was my first job out of college, and I thought it would be temporary, but I ended up staying for 2 years.
Oh no, 2 years? What made it so bad?
Well, first of all, people would hang up on me constantly. I mean, I understand why. Nobody wants sales calls, but it really hurt my confidence.
Right, that would be really hard.
And my manager was obsessed with numbers. Every day, she would announce who made the most sales and who made the least. It created this really uncomfortable atmosphere where everyone was competing against each other.
Ah, that sounds stressful. Did you have any good moments there, though?
You know what? Actually, yes. There was this one call where I talked to an elderly woman who really needed insurance because she had just lost her husband. I spent like an hour with her, way longer than I was supposed to, helping her understand her options.
That's really kind of you.
She called back the next week just to thank me. She said I was the first person who had really listened to her and helped her feel less confused about everything. That moment made me realize I actually enjoyed helping people, even if the job itself was terrible.
That's beautiful. And that's actually what led you to this podcast work, right? The helping people part?
Exactly. It took me a while to figure out how to turn that into a career, but now I get to help people learn English every day. It's so much more fulfilling. What about you, Sophia? Have you always loved your work?
Oh, definitely not. I actually started in marketing for a big tech company. The pay was great, the benefits were amazing, and everyone thought I was so lucky to work there.
But you weren't happy?
I was miserable. I felt like I was just creating ads to make people buy things they didn't need. It didn't feel meaningful to me. I remember one day my mom asked me to explain what I did for work, and I realized I couldn't even make it sound important to myself.
Oh, wow. That's a real wake-up call.
It really was. But you know what I learned from that experience? Money and status aren't everything. For me, having work that feels meaningful is so much more important than having a fancy job title.
I totally agree. And I think that's what David's story teaches us too. Sometimes the meaning isn't obvious right away. You have to look for it. Or sometimes someone else helps you see it.
Exactly. And for our listeners who might be struggling with work right now, I think the message is that you're probably making more of a difference than you realize. Sometimes it just takes a different perspective to see it.
That's such a good point. And if you really aren't happy, it's okay to make a change. But maybe start by looking for the positive impact you're already having.
Well, that's all for today's episode of English in Real Life. Thank you so much for listening and for letting us share these stories with you.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a comment. It really helps other English learners find the podcast.
And we'll be back soon with another conversation to help you practice your English. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, and remember, you're doing great.
See you next time.